Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This tropical update number 11. Today is Wednesday, June 30th, the last day of June. And we're going to have some tropical trouble to begin the month of July. In fact, the earliest named fifth named storm is possible, as we have till July 11th to make that, July 6th to make that happen. And it's probably going to happen within the next few days. 70% chance formation within the next 48 hours, 90% in the next 5 days for Invest 97L to form as it approaches the Lesser Antilles, where tropical storm watches are likely to be posted later tonight, along with potential tropical cyclone advisories being initiated on 97L. It's currently just below tropical storm strength. It's going to make its way up to probably a strong tropical storm by the time it approaches the Lesser Antilles. And from there, the models vary widely, but we could potentially have a hurricane strength system approaching Haiti, Jamaica, in that general area of the Greater Antilles before moving potentially into Cuba and then southern Florida. And just a tidbit of information, I'll be in southern Florida when this storm makes its approach, if this storm makes its approach to southern Florida. So that will be fun. We'll have some live coverage if necessary from this system. We're also going to have planes in the storm beginning on Friday. Again, it has to reach, I believe, 55 degrees west, and it'll do that on Friday. So that is where we're at currently with this storm. Let's talk about a couple different paths that this storm could take. Let's first talk about the northward path. The northern path happens if the storm is stronger, and if it's stronger, it'll be up to the north a little bit, have more land interaction, and potentially, depending on how strong it is at its beginning of its life, it has too much land interaction with the mountainous terrain of the Greater Antilles, and it ends up dissipating out, which is good news. If it's a medium strength storm, it's going to lie just to the south, potentially, hitting a little bit of Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, potentially up here again on Cuba. And so those areas is what we're watching for medium strength storm making its way into the area before turning northward, still as a storm, potentially a hurricane, into the United States and causing trouble there. If it's a weak storm, it's going to remain on the south edge of this outlined area by the National Hurricane Center. And if it does that, it's really no threat to the United States and will probably stay weak. So that's, of course, good news. So let's talk a little bit about the impact potential for the United States, beginning, and the only one we're going to show today, with the GFS model here. We see the storm making its approach to the Lesser Antilles and then the Greater Antilles, and then moving up throughout the coast of the United States. So we see the Greater Antilles right here, going just around them, not on top of them, so it retains strength. We do see it get bobbled up a bit over the mountainous terrain again of Haiti and Cuba, but it ends up crossing Cuba fairly quickly, making its way north, hits that Gulf Stream right there, strengthening a little bit before it makes its way into Florida and then up the United States coastline. That's probably, honestly, the worst case scenario with this storm at this point. If it were to skim this coastline, go up the Florida coastline, and then skim the eastern seaboard of the United States, that, of course, would not be a good scenario. So that's probably worst case at the moment, and that keeps it as a probably hurricane strength storm most of its life, skimming those coastlines, of course, bringing storm surge, heavy rains, and wind to all of those areas. So again, at this point in time, what we're looking at is seeing when this storm develops, exactly where within its current satellite presentation it ends up developing on the north end, south end, in the middle, and then seeing how it moves over the next few days. And in a couple days from now, when it's approaching the Lesser Antilles, again, that'll be around Friday about this time, Friday morning probably, we'll have a much better idea of where this storm is going to be as it approaches the Greater Antilles and have a better idea of what potential impacts may come to the United States, if any. So again, something to watch over these next several days, potential hurricane on our hands, potential impacts to the United States. But for now, the focus remains on how this storm develops and its impacts to the Lesser Antilles before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Just something we're going to keep our eye on over the next week, potentially week and a half, as unfortunately this storm's name will be Elsa, which means get ready for the memes. Anyways, that's all for now. Chris Dixon, InfoWeather, Catholic Media.